What's up guys, it's your boy Ravner, and today I'm going to be building the Skeld from Among Us inside Minecraft. So make sure, if you like the sound of this, to like and subscribe. And if you have any ideas for what I should build next, please comment them down below, because it really helps me understand what you guys like to see. Okay guys, so as you can see, I am currently building the outline to the Skeld. So I forgot to start the recording, however I've already made navigation, O2, the, shields and weapons, and I've also made the main cafeteria. Right now I'm currently making the admin, and I'm also starting to make comms. In this time-lapse I make quite a few mistakes at first regarding the layout of it. However, that's just what happens when you're going from like a original image. Yeah, so this whole bit right here, which is storage, I got wrong, so I had to move cafeteria to the left by quite a long way. So as you can see now, the two blocks right there are touching on comms and storage. And yeah, so it just didn't look right, so I had to change it. So as you can see right now, I am working out what I have to do to make it look right. And in the end, I decided that I just had to remake this bit. So here we go, I'm destroying cafeteria and making it again. So in this video, this is going to be part 1, but I am just going to be making the outline and the interior to the actual ship, and in the next episode I'm hoping to be able to build the rest of the ship. So by that I mean the outside. I attempted to do it before, but it's a bit of an awkward shape, so I'm just trying to work it out and how I can do that to the best of my ability. Yeah, so right now I'm making medbay, which is also quite an awkward shape. In fact, all of the rooms are, but I'm working it out and making sure that it's the best shape and size for this build. Okay, and now I'm building electrical, and electrical, obviously the worst place to be, and also quite an annoying shape to build, even because it's supposed to be quite a bit smaller than medbay, but it doesn't really look like that when I try to outline it. Okay, so now I'm building upper and lower engine, which was quite a challenge, as I had to align it so the centre of the navigation lined up. So here I am making the centre of the build, so I know what it's supposed to look like. So right now I am building both of the corridors on each side, and now I'm doing upper engine. So I'm doing the outline, and I've pretty much got the required size that I wanted it to be. So I'm outlining all of this, and now I'm going to attempt to do lower engine, but I think I get it like wrong a few times because I just got the sort of build off. There we go, see, I got the corner in the wrong place, and I put it in the entirely wrong place here because I got it a few blocks wrong from the centre, so I'm moving it one block down so it can be symmetrical on both sides. And now I'm starting to build security. Yeah, so this one's also a bit of a strange shape. If you have a look, it's sort of a square with a sort of diagonal bit on it, a hexagon. And finally, for the final bit, I am building a reactor. So this is a very interesting shape and was quite fun to build, as it's just very abstract and looks very cool. So that's the end of it, and I will be going into the world so we can have a closer look. So yeah, so that's pretty much the entire build, and I will be back in single player in a moment. Okay guys, so as you can see, I am now in front of the Skeld outline. So this took me about 20 minutes to complete, and as you can see, it is a bit different from the actual one. If you have a look at the actual map, the official map in Among Us, you can see that this isn't actually an octagon. It's a bit off, really, and so is a lot of it. So it's not actually centered. It's sort of a little bit top heavy in this one, but I've changed it so it's pretty much symmetrical from the outside. So this is navigation, quite a simple shape. Next is O2, quite a small one if you look at it. And yeah, next we have got weapons. So this one, if you actually look on it, it's got a few parts that are lower down in the actual thing. So I'm going to be attempting to do that when I do the interior in just a moment. So again, I've made it symmetrical to shields, which is pretty much the same, few different colours. So here's comms. It looks pretty cool. So there's that. Next we have got storage. Storage is a bit bigger in here than it normally is. Here's admin. Obviously I'm going to be building the annoying card swipe. So that's going to be great. So this one fits very well into this area around here. Obviously we have cafeteria, probably definitely the biggest room in the entire build. I can put all the tables in and it will be amazing. Here's medbay, so the medbay scan is right down here, and so is the task which takes you a while to do. So yeah, all good. Some beds will be going along these walls. Here's upper engine, pretty much the same as lower engine, which is just down here. So yeah, they're pretty much symmetrical if you have a look. Here's reactor. Reactor is a very strange shape, if you can see. It's got these sort of strange angles on it, which are very interesting. And then here's security, probably one of the smallest rooms on the ship, and yeah, not really much in here. And then I think the final room that I haven't showed you around is electrical. Obviously the forbidden place you don't want to be, event right there, easily a good way to die. But yeah, I'll be doing the interior for all of this. But anyway, now we'll be going into a time lapse where I build interior of the Skeld. So I'll see you in just a moment. Okay guys, so right now we're building the interior. So I'm building cafeteria at the moment, and as you can see, we are building the walls up. So as you can see, the floor is made out of sandstone, and I'm going to mix in some stripped birch wood in a minute. And the walls are made out of red terracotta at the bottom, and then 4 blocks of concrete powder, which is light grey. So as you can see, on the side I'm putting in some windows, which are outlined with grey concrete, dark grey that is. And I've filled in that with light grey glass stained paint, and yep, so now onto weapons. As you can see, I'm using oak wood to do the outline, and I'm putting in some wires using crimson wood, which looks good. And for the corridors, as you can see, I'm outlining them with the concrete again. That's going to be a block that we use a lot. So that's a bottom layer of the grey concrete, and then 4 blocks of the light grey powder again. So I'm just going to be doing that for the rest of it. If you look at the map, you can easily see which ones are this. So yeah, as you can see, just filling all that in. Easy peasy. And then the floor is going to be the smooth stone, not like the normal stone, but the smooth stone with the grid pattern on it, as you can see. So now we're doing medbay, which I have done as the concrete, the light blue concrete, and then with 4 white concrete on top of it. And now we are making the engines, so they're exactly the same. It's just stripped spruce wood, and with the outlines being just spruce wood, with the bottom, the floor being dark oak wood. So yep, we're just building up that, as you can see. Yep, the bottom engine, I built it 1 block like a few blocks off, so that's a shame. Now we're making security, so I've done stone, I believe, smooth stone, just a normal one, and then I've put green terracotta as the floor, and I've outlined it with grey, the grey concrete, and now I'm outlining the then I've done electrical, the green terracotta floor, and sandstone, smooth sandstone outline. Now I'm making storage, which has acacia wood as the floor, quite an interesting one, with yellow terracotta mixed in, and the walls are pretty much the same as the ones in the corridors, except the grey bit is light grey wool. Yep, so now I'm building this room, which is pretty much the same as weapons, but I've just put in yellow instead of the crimson, but still got the crimson fence. So there I am, putting in some more of the smooth stone bit. And red carpet for admin, and the walls are again made out of the light grey wool. Now I'm making the front of the build navigation, so I'm just using the grey for this with a purple, I think that's light blue terracotta floor, and then for O2 it's the grey concrete floor with stone and the other one. And this one's an interesting one. I've used acacia logs as the walls for comms, and I've put in some light blue terracotta as floor. And I'm also doing this for reactor. I've added in some, I think that's blue terracotta walls. So I was just trying to make it as accurate to the original as possible, but obviously you can't really match it up that well. However, I don't know if you guys have been keeping up to date with Minecraft 1.17, but there are quite a few blocks that would have worked much better in this build if they were in it. So when I might do an update at some point if Among Us stays popular, which I highly doubt it will. But yeah, so right now I'm currently adding in the interior details. So we've already done reactor, which looks fine. Now we're doing security, which also looks pretty interesting with the table, and we're doing the corridors now. And now we're doing engines. So I did quite an interesting design for these ones, which I'm pretty happy about. So yeah, you can see that in more detail in a minute. And now we are looking at just doing the same thing again, basically. But if you look at reactor, you can see the what's it called? Warped wood, which I'm putting behind the blue stained glass, which sort of looks like some sort of liquid going through pipes, which I think is quite clever and quite interesting. Now we're doing electrical, which is obviously quite good, just putting some buttons and stuff just to make it look like it. And now we're in storage, which I've made it just piled up a bunch of blocks, really. Try to fill up the area as much as possible. Now we're doing comms, which is just like some things, all looking good. Adding a huge like TV or monitor. Yep, so it all looks good. Added some chairs and stuff like that. Yep, now we're going into this area, which I've added some light into using glowstone. Could have probably been done better, but it's okay. Now we are in navigation, which I just put some chairs and some buttons in. Over to O2. There's some quite interesting detail in here, using some sort of machines with green like containers. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. We've got a lever. Yeah, in O2, all good. Now we're making the chair in weapons, so that has plenty of different colours into it. We've got a stick to move it in, nice chair, a window to look out of, but I covered it up with black concrete, so it looks good. Now we are making this room, which I messed up the centre a bit, but now we can put all the tables in. Unfortunately, one of the chairs is a bit in the wall, but it's okay. Now the final room is medbay. So medbay, I've used quite some different techniques to do this, and it looks pretty good. So now I'm making the sort of like scanner looking pretty good. The area where you have to check the sort of chemicals and stuff. So there I am, finishing up the details on this, mixing in some white concrete. Now I'm making admin, so making the admin table. I'm going to add in some computer systems, so they look pretty interesting. Sort of in the wall, looking good. There's a vent that I just built there. And obviously the admin table with the buttons on it, so you can see where everyone is. So yep, this all looks pretty good, I think. Obviously another computer back there. Mixed in some things in there, so you can actually like where some of the tasks would be. And now, here comes an interesting part. I'm making the ceiling, which I used, again using the smooth stone sort of grid pattern. And I've mixed in, obviously, sea lanterns are the lighting. So I've put them in a pattern. And then I've also, to make the ceiling more interesting, I've put in some grey concrete sort of going through, like wires. I don't know if you've ever gone to like a huge like building, like a shop or whatever. I assume you have. But there's like these big like wires and like tunnels sort of like going across the ceiling, which look pretty interesting. So yeah, now we're just doing that for the rest of the build. So I quite like this style. I think it's quite interesting. Sort of adds a bit of detail to the roof, as it would be a bit bland in a way. But anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. So now we're going to just have a look while I finish that off. And we're going to be looking up above. So it's all good. I'm pretty happy with this build in general. Definitely probably need some better blocks to do the colours. But it's all good in my opinion. So yeah, so here we are finishing it all off, and soon we're going to be getting an aerial view of what this looks like from the outside. Yep, so there's me fixing the mistake I made on lower engine, so that's pretty cool. And here we are, the build's pretty much finished, looking pretty good, plenty of light inside. Yep, all good. Just need to fill in some of these bits, but overall it looks pretty good, and we'll have a single player look around it in a minute. Okay guys, so as you can see, we have now built the entire interior to the Skeld. So right now we are in, obviously, the cafeteria. So I did put windows on this, but I just put black concrete behind it, because it's not actually like in the dark. So as you can see, we've got the patterned floor, the walls and everything, and we've even got an emergency meeting button, which is a bit not very exciting, like most things, but yeah, so that's all good. So now we're going to go into weapons. So this is weapons. We've got the main chair over here with the joystick, so we can sit here and look out into the darkness and nothingness of space. And we can also look at all these nice wires that I've added. So yeah, we've also got the vents, which I've added around in the appropriate places. So we've got the corridor, we've got the thingamajig to get rid of all the leaves, got the water fountain, we've got some mysterious liquid movers, we've got navigation, again, blackness, darkness all around. We've got two vents in this room, we've got some buttons for whatever reason. We've also got, over here, we've got another room. This is shields, so you can press this to do the shields and stuff. We got comms, just a big screen to do stuff with, very nice. We've then got storage, of course, tons of crates to store stuff in, very wonderful, very much like it. And then if we go over here, the forbidden room, electrical. So we've got the wires running across the floor, buttons to do stuff. Go into lower engine. So this is exactly identical to upper engine. I've just made sort of what the engine in general looks like. So if we go over here, it's pretty much exactly the same. Now we have got reactor. So this is what the reactor would look like. We've got the vents. We've got the walls, which are purple. We've got the wires, which I used the warped wood behind it, sort of look like sort of strange liquids going through. We've got security, big TV screen to look at all the people venting and stuff. And then the last room, I'm pretty sure, is medbay. So, as you can see, medbay looking all good. We've got the scanner, good place to fake tasks. We've got the beds, all good. And before we leave, I just want to quickly show you what the outside of the build looks like. So right now it looks like this. I haven't done any of the exterior of the ship, but this is just what it looks like with all of this detail. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm very happy for if you made it this far through the video, because my watch time is absolutely abysmal. But so yeah, so anyway, thank you for watching. Leave what you want me to build next in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will hopefully see you next week. Bye.